All right, everybody, welcome back. I've been hesitant to post this particular defense because I think that EA is going to patch this, and they're going to patch this fairly quickly. It's been an issue in college football. It's just a very glitzy defense, but I'm going to go ahead and hop on the bandwagon, and I'm going to give you guys a quick video on two of the best blitzes in the game. One is probably the best blitz in the game, okay? This is out of the nickel 2-4 double mug, and we're currently in the Panthers playbook, but I'll have all the playbooks this is in the description. So we're going to come out in double mug, and we're just going to do mid blitz, okay? We'll just do a mesh. Here we go.
Here we go, set.
All right. So the setup for this one is actually pretty cool, okay? I have to admit. All you have to do, is as far as I'm concerned, I think that it's best to user one of your defensive ends, okay? I prefer the one on the right side of the screen, your left defensive end, but either one is fine. And what most of the pros are doing is they're basically just going to crash their line down, okay? That's left on the D-pad, down on the right stick to slant inside. And then they're going to put the defensive ends into hard flats. So that's twice left on the D-pad. We're going to press square, and we're going to go ahead and go left on the left stick. And we're going to do the same thing for Parsons. And it's just going to be the exact same look here, okay? Except we're going to be using Parsons here. And this is really all you need to do. Now, one nice thing that you can do, I'm hesitant to do this against bunch, but is you can shade to the outside, and that kind of forces the routes to come back inside closer to where you are. And we're just going to hover right here, and we're just going to watch what kind of heat this generates. And you can see it just screams in, right? Just a frightening blitz, right?
Here we go.
So if we want to turn up the heat even more, we can go ahead and send 5. And we're going to go ahead and stay on this defensive end. So what we're going to do is crash our line down. Make sure you do it twice so it registers, just to be safe. And then just put your defensive end into any type of zone that you want. And we can press, we can shade underneath, we can shade inside or outside, whatever you want to do with your coverage, okay? And then let's let this play out and see if we get any heat.
Ready.
And you can see we just get screaming heat, okay? Now keep in mind, when you're rushing 5, you're dropping 6 into coverage, there's no help over top. So it's high risk, high reward, right? Again, I'm not a huge fan of that, but in this game, heck, it seems to work for a lot of people, right? This is a very, very powerful blitz, at least how it is right now. So now we can send the house, right? High risk, high reward, okay? Just don't forget that, okay? Because you can get beat over top very easily with this defense. You're relying on the pressure, and in a secondary way, you're relying on the coverage of your defensive back. But all you have to do is crash down, and you can hover in this gap, or you can hover in any of these gaps. We're going to go ahead and hover here just for the sake of this video. And I think we're going to go ahead and press, shade underneath, and shade inside on this one. And let's see if we can get any heat here.
Ready.
Boom. Destroyed him. Just destroyed him. Let's go ahead and take a look at that really quickly on instant replay. We got the heat from the outside this time, right? This is a very devastating blitz. It really is. Again, it's high risk, high reward. I'm not a huge fan of these all-out blitzes, but in this game right now, with the way zones play, I don't know if you're really taking that much of a chance. Now, we're going to go ahead and show you a zone version of it. So we're going to come out in the nickel dog 3 buzz. And we'll just go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to go ahead with bunch open tight end here. And this is a more standard play here. So the setup for this defense is pretty easy. I don't know why this seems to work pretty well, but if you go ahead and press triangle and you show blitz by pressing R1, it brings everybody down a little bit farther here. And we're going to take Thomas, and we're just going to hover right here, okay? Now you can do whatever you want with your line. You can crash it down. You can crash toward the blitz. Let's go ahead and crash toward where the running back would be running. So we're going to crash to the left here. We're going to go left on the D-pad, left on the right stick, and we're just going to hover here as long as we can in this gap, and we're going to come here to the 3 rec hook. Okay? This defense here, it's essentially sort of a safe man. I know that we're in a zone shell, but we're basically sending the house here, and we've got just deep zones to help protect us deep, and then obviously we're going to be roaming the middle of the field here. So it's a little bit safer version than the full-blown mid-blitz. So let's see how this plays out.
Set.
And you can see we got pinball action going. We got heat coming from the outside.
Okay, right.
We get heat here. Let's go ahead and look at the replay. See, one of those guys is going to disengage, right? And it turns out we get a defensive tackle. We get another defensive tackle. We got a defensive end coming in. It's just powerful. We're going to go ahead and do this one more time. We're just going to crash to the left and bring Thomas down here. And you can see the play art. And let's let it play out.
Set. Hunt.
Just everybody came in, right? Everybody came in. So high risk, high reward, but with more of an insurance policy on this play. I mean, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 just pinball guys just coming in, and that outside blitzer coming in also. We had 5 guys just converging on the cornerback. Every single player was ready to disengage, right? And this quarterback's getting sacked by 4 guys here. It looks like the Bears defense.
Go. Here we go.
So this is pretty nice, okay? This is a pretty nice setup. You can also, if you really want to, you can blitz your outside guys, right? Any of them, right? What I prefer to do is triangle, triangle, X, and put him into any kind of, I don't know, we'll go ahead and do a vertical hook, right? We'll put a vert hook there. What we're going to go ahead and do here is we're going to take our left defensive end, and we're going to go ahead and blitz him, okay? So now we've changed this, and if we really want to, we can go and take our right defensive end and blitz him, okay? Now, we've got a little bit of an extra zone out there, and our heat's coming from a little bit of a different area. And I prefer this setup. I feel like it generates a little bit better heat because that outside cornerback takes a long time to blitz in, right? So we're just going to go ahead and let this play out and see if this gives us heat.
Ready. Ready.
And you can see the heat. It was a little delayed there. Again, it's practice mode. But that heat came in pretty darn quickly. Imagine a human player trying to figure out his reads. And right now, we've got pretty much everything covered except for that seam. And if he throws that, it's a little bit of a dangerous throw. We're going to do it one more time. It's a very easy setup. Just crash however you want. I'm going to go ahead and crash down. And we're just going to go ahead and blitz our defensive ends and take our outside cornerback and put him into a vert hook, right? And you could even go man him up on, I'm going to go ahead and man him up on R1, right? So now we've got actually a pretty decent coverage stuff. Let's see how this plays out.
Set. Go.
And you can see the heat is it just comes in with this play. And again, this is practice mode. And for some reason, blitzes don't seem to come in as well in practice mode a lot of times. But watch this. Good coverage shell. But look at those disengages getting ready to happen, right? There's nothing, there's nowhere he can throw right now. And we get 2 disengages right there. You can generate heat pretty much out of any of these plays, right? I've shown you a few examples. You don't really have to worry so much about your line. You can crash them down. You can slant them toward a blitz. You can slant them outside of a blitz. You can drop a defensive tackle into coverage. You can drop one or both defensive ends. And if you do drop a defensive end, you're going to want to probably keep the 4 guys in the middle just crashing down to get that sort of pinball disengage. But we've got, these 2 plays right here, mid blitz and nickel dog buzz 3. We've just demonstrated how we can generate really significant heat with this. Now for this nickel dog 3 buzz, make sure you come out base aligned, because
Ready, break.
notice where our blitzer is now. He's closer, right? So that's sort of a tip or a trick that you can use, is to come out in base. But again, it's such a heavy defense, you're going to want to come out in man most of the time, right? So that's just something. I still want to take that safety or that defensive back and put him into a vert hook or man him up on R1, right? And then again, just take your defensive ends and blitz them. Bring Thomas down here, and you don't have to hover over here. You can hover here. And in this case, I'm going to go ahead and slant to the left on this one, right? And you can see it changes a little bit of the angles here. So we're going to go ahead and let this play out.
Ready, ready.
And you can see 3 guys came free, right? And what reason why I showed you that is because this particular defense, this double mug, it has so many different ways that you can blitz, and you can't really go wrong, especially in game. And I think part of it is this 2-4-5 version. These defensive ends over here, they are standing up in this particular version, right? They're standing up instead of in a stance, right? So I think that sort of helps the heat with this particular formation. So you guys, that's a really quick version of nickel 2-4 double mug, or just double mug, right? Again, the 2-4 version, I like it a little bit better because those defensive ends are standing up. But you can basically generate heat out of any of these plays. Any of these plays, you can generate heat. All you have to do is send one extra guy, like with cover 1 hold. Send the vert hook, send him on a blitz instead, right? Crash your line down, spread them out if you want to. But it creates pressure. It's because of those 2 linebackers in the middle. It just causes a lot of confusion. And that's the reason why this is still the meta defense in Madden. Now again, I'm warning you guys, it's my prediction, take it for what it's worth, but I believe EA is going to patch this because, again, it's been an issue in college football, and it's an issue here in Madden. It's kind of a cheat, in my opinion, okay? I'm not saying that I don't like great blitzes, and you can pick this blitz up. There are ways to basically counter it. But because you can send from so many different angles and you have this pinball effect, you have a great defense regardless of what the offense does. You have a good chance of getting heat every single play, even just bringing 4 guys, right? So, and the nice thing is we have this zone version of it and we have the man version of it, right? So anyway, you guys, I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. Be on the lookout for the next videos. And as always, have a great day.